With that said, Brother Richard Vera, please, come, that God has anointed his life. And now people are getting healed just by the touch of the extension of God's hands, by using his hand to touch people. Now, if that word in you, let God speak to them too.
Awesome. Bless you, brother.
Love you, man.
Thank you. Yes, well, good morning. This is my little baby girl, Brianna.
Hi, honey, Brianna.
And I think she's going to be a minister one day because she likes to always be on the pulpit. Right, Mommy? Say hi. Say hi. Okay. And this is my wife. Come here, Leslie. This is my wife, Leslie. We live in Florida right now. I was raised on the islands. Thank you, honey. Bye, baby. And as a Catholic, I grew up reading the New Testament, the red words of Jesus. It's normal for us to read it. And I was reading the Bible, fell asleep reading the Bible. No, actually, I fell right on top of the Bible. And I had this very prophetic dream. I had a dream that I was in a crowd of lots of people. Everyone was wearing black. There was a light at the end of the door. And on that light, I knew everyone was trying to reach the light, but no one was able to reach it. I was on the back of the line trying to get to the front. Could not. Begin to cry out of frustration. And suddenly Jesus appears in that dream and stretches his hands just like this to me. And I ignore him because I thought, I'm 18, I can get to that door. If I have to punch some people out of the way, right? I'm going to get to that door. But I could not. And I realized maybe this guy can help me. And as soon as my middle finger here touched his finger, instantly I was taken back into that light. And I woke up in my bed out of this dream, crying. My whole pillow was wet. And the same energy that I felt in the church was rushing up and down my body. Went to the bathroom, washed my face, looked in the mirror that I was weeping, and out of me came out these words that I never prayed before. And I said, Jesus, I said, from now on, I said, I'll give you my life, and you'll be my Savior, and you'll be my God. And whatever you want to do with this young guy, I say, I'm yours. And I'm here looking at myself in the mirror crying. Could not believe that I woke up crying. I come from an Italian-Spanish family. You don't just cry for anything. In fact, the boys that cry, we used to beat them up. So here I am crying. And suddenly I'm looking in the mirror going like, I can't believe I was crying. And I feel this numbness hit my tongue. And it began to just move real fast. And this foreign Russian language was coming out of my mouth. And I had no idea how it was there. And I was filled with the Spirit according to Acts chapter 2. No one taught me anything. It just happened. I was just 18, went to the priest, and I told him, this happened last night, and I had a dream with Jesus and this, and suddenly some Russian came out of my mouth, and I don't know where he came from. I never learned Russian. And he goes like, you do drugs? And I go, no, I don't do any drugs. I go, you smoke something? I go, no, I don't do any drugs. And he goes, well, maybe you ate something, it was a nightmare. I go, no, it was a good dream. But I knew right that he will never get it. Went back to the church and walked back to that same chair. And my journey with God began July 9, 1990. That's taking me now to 45 nations of the world. I've seen over 1 million people give their life to Jesus since 1990. We're on television now in 200 nations of the world, all over the islands. One message: Jesus is the Savior of all. And Jesus wants to become the Lord of all. And it's a message that has changed my life. I came back to the islands a few years later. No one believed in me. Nobody cared for me. Well, it was another young guy who was overzealous and religious. And I came to see Pastor. And he saw something on me as a young man and let me preach in Prison Street, just about a few miles from here. And I was excited. I go, you mean you're going to let me preach? I go, wow, no one ever cared for me. And I preached to a group of people, and the power of God moved mightily. Bodies were healed and people were set free. And that's how my ministry began. So I really want to thank you, because it was through this ministry that out of many places in the world, God chose this place for me to be raised up around the world.